Hey, welcome back to another Gadget Report. Let's talk gadgets. And today we're not talking gadgets, but we talk about what we do inside the gadgets. So let's talk about this. I know it's a very controversial issue. Wow, I've been bringing up a few controversial things lately. And this one, it's been a little bit controversial, can be polarizing, can go the toxic path. I'm not going to go that way. I'm just going to give it my honest opinion, and I'm just going to give you another perspective, maybe. I'm talking about, should we bring pets inside aircraft? So come with me and let's talk gadgets. Okay, so let's talk about pets inside aircraft, in flights, inside the cabin with their owners. I know it's a very polarizing issue. I might get a few comments over this, but this is my honest opinion about it, and this is my perspective about it. So some airlines allow passengers to take their pets with them in the cabin. The idea has been well accepted by some and totally repudiated by others. As I said, it's been a polarizing issue, and most of the times it leads to toxicity and things that we really don't need. And if we just really try to understand everyone, every side of the story and everyone's perspective on things, maybe we could come to a conclusion, and we could come to why people are reacting the way they are about this. In reality, this is, as I said, polarizing. It's really bad. Some claim that those who disagree with bringing pets inside the cabin hate animals and consider them less important than humans. On the other side, we have people that claim that these people want to put animals ahead of other people. I don't think it's either way, quite frankly. Honestly, I don't think it's one or the other. I don't think it's any of them, quite frankly. That's it. Well, did any of them actually saw the side of the animal's perspective on this? This is what I am going to talk about today, because everyone is bringing the ones that don't want it, the ones that want it, and it's all, and in all of these two sides, it's always their own perspective on things. They don't see the perspective of the animals. So someone that says that the people that actually want to do this put animals first, are they? That's my question. Are they? So here's the challenges, and I'm going to show you my honest perspective on this, of someone that actually loves animals. I grew up with cats. I love cats. I love animals in general. So you can't possibly say that I hate animals. I think they're part of the family, and they should be treated with respect. And it's from this perspective that I have the opinion that I have about this. So, cats and dogs are very different from us. They have a very efficient sense of hearing. They can hear things that we cannot. They can sense things way better than us. Way better. That's why sometimes if you have a pet, if you have a cat, or if you have a dog, if you have a bird, people have birds. I have questions about that. I prefer to see the birds outside flying and in the trees, but that's my opinion as well. But if you have any pets, and for example there is a thunderstorm or there is some weather event coming or even an earthquake, there's been a lot of people that report that their pets are very unsettled, and they make strange noises and they are very unsettled minutes prior to that event happening, because they hear it, because they sense it. They have a much stronger sense of hearing than we do. That happens with cats. Cats, for example, have a very strong night vision. They can see very efficiently at night. We don't. It goes that it's the way they are. So imagine how they feel when we go into a flight. Some of us, of course, some more, some less, feel the pressure in our ears, and it's very uncomfortable. Sometimes it can be painful, and we don't sense things as good as them. So imagine how they feel first. And then if they feel uncomfortable, we do feel uncomfortable, of course. We know how it is. We just put up with it. We put ourselves in that situation. We bought the ticket. We're there. We know it's going to happen, or it might happen. When it happens, we just have to keep quiet and put up with it, of course. But what do our animals do? They bark. They meow. Can become noisy. And it's uncomfortable for the animal. Let's think about it. It's uncomfortable for the animal. There are people also, this is another aspect of it. There are also people with severe allergies of fur. And it's also a reality. So for them, it would be unpleasant to fly with a pet in the cabin, because they might spend the whole flight sneezing. Or even worse, we don't know. There's several levels of allergies. Last, we have the safety. And for me personally, this is what I think is more important. Think about your pet. If there is an emergency and you are told to brace, what are you going to do to your pet? Because you're not going to tell your cat or dog, brace. They can't. Really? Also, how are you going to protect your pet? The poor animal is going to be a projectile if an emergency happens, because even if you put the belt, is not going to happen much. It's not going to help much. So this is another aspect of this thing that I disagree. Even the people that bring those things and put the animal inside, it's still not safe in case of an emergency, I think. So most of all, I think we should think about the pet, the animal. Of course, I'm excluding the case of guide dogs, for example, disabled people that need, or blind people, or any other disability that need a guide dog, and they are working dogs, and that, of course, there is no other way that person can travel. The dogs are trained for that, and that's a different approach, I think. But just because you want to take your pet, quite frankly, I don't even feel very comfortable about transporting the pets, unless, of course, you are moving to another country and you have to take your pet. And in that case, there is no other way. You have to do it. I agree. But my opinion, I know I may be controversial here. I know I am. I know I might get some hate responses, but the same way I believe a child should never get into an aircraft before they reach the year of 2, I don't think pets are a good idea inside a cabin either, because it's uncomfortable. They don't ask for that situation, and it's going to be uncomfortable for them, and it will ultimately be uncomfortable for the rest of the passengers. So quite frankly, I don't think it's a good idea. The same with children. if you go with a baby that has that problem in their ears, they're going to cry. It's not going to be pleasant for that child. And obviously, it's not going to be pleasant for you because you'll be stressed out trying to calm down your child. And it's not going to be pleasant for anyone else in the aircraft. I'm a mother, and my daughter I never took my daughter on a plane when she was a baby. In fact, her first flight was last year when she was 7, because I chose that it was not a good idea to do it, because she would not have an understanding of what she was doing. She would cry. It would be unpleasant for me, for her, for everyone. So I don't put it upon her, or upon myself. So I chose, okay, we go on holidays. Now you are 7. You are old enough to understand. And actually, she suffered quite a bit with ear pressure. When we were landing, she was always constantly being affected by it. For the first time, actually, I felt it as well. And it was not pleasant. But of course, she was 7. She was talking to me. She was not very happy, but she was 7. Had she been, let's say, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months old, it would be crying. It would be screaming, because she wouldn't have any other way of expressing her feelings, basically. So the same way, I don't agree that babies should be carried on planes unless it's really necessary, and unless there's no other way and parents need to travel and they need to take the baby. Then of course there's always exceptions for every rule. But just because you go on a holiday or something like that, I don't think it's a good idea. And the same way, I think it's not a good idea to take pets. And it's not for the humans, it's just for the pets. It's for everyone involved. If there's allergies, it's uncomfortable for the pet. If it's the first time the pets are traveling, definitely they won't be feeling very happy about it. So we need to think about all of this. And I think today it's more of a, and with these choices, it's more of a me thing rather than everyone thing or the pet thing. I want the pet because I want to bring the pet. It's not thinking about the pet. It's thinking about themselves and maybe not the best option for the pet. This is my opinion. I don't agree with pets on flights. What about you? What do you think? I want to hear your opinion. So for today, I hope you liked this gadget report. I know it was a bit controversial. I know it's a bit polarizing, and quite frankly, sometimes the things that you read over this topic are totally appalling, because people don't need to be, quite frankly, they don't need to be toxic or nasty to express their opinion. I have my opinion, and I understand that some people really like this type of thing and taking the pets, and they think they're doing the right thing by the pet. But again, I may be wrong, but I believe that they're not actually doing the right thing by the pet, because it's quite stressful. I think I believe it's quite stressful. And then again, there's the issue of, for example, there's also another thing that I didn't mention, but there's also people, for example, that are totally scared of dogs. If you bring a dog into the cabin, that person will be having a terrible flight because they'll be terrified of the dog, regardless of if the dog is contained or not. If someone is scared of dogs, and there's a lot of people that are, I'm not, I love dogs as well, but there are people who are. So it's a whole sort of factors that may interfere with the enjoyment of others, including the pets themselves. I think most of all, what is most at stake here, it's the pets themselves. Do they enjoy them? Do they enjoy to go on a pressurized cabin fly 40 feet above the ground, with all those sensations that they've got, because they can hear much better than us. They are have more efficient senses than us. Do they enjoy that? Is that a very, very good experience for the pet? That's my question. But of course, I'm waiting for your answers. Please, even if you disagree with me, I would love this to be a fair and amicable discussion. I accept other people's views. I just don't accept toxicity. So if there's any toxic comment, don't expect me to answer. But I just want this. I just want an honest discussion about this issue and hear from you. What do you think? Do you agree or you disagree? Let me know in the comments. Plus, if you have any other topics that you would like me to discuss, controversial or not, please leave a comment below. I'll be very happy to accommodate it. And put a like on the video and subscribe the channel with a little click on the bell so you get a notification of a new gadget report every week. Before I go, I would like to thank you all for watching. There will be a 2-week break because as usual, when the month finishes in midweek, I don't do my videos. I have a break. And then because there's a public holiday on the first full week of October. So I will be back in 2 weeks. Have a good break. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Bye.